Hello and you are welcome to Choose Success Science tutorial. This is mathematics class with Choose. So for today we shall be talking on a very important topic, coordinate geometry 1. And under this topic we are going to have the breakdown of subtopics. And this topic is very important for JAM students and also for WAEC. So you have to pay close attention to it. Alright, under this topic we shall be looking at the distance between 2 points, the midpoint coordinates, gradient and intercept, the concept of collinear, parallel and perpendicular lines, equations of straight lines and locus of points. You see, from the breakdown it is going to be a long teaching, and because of that I'm going to section it into different parts. For today, I shall be talking on part 1. And part 1 comprises distance between 2 points and midpoint coordinates. Before I enter into this part, I would like to explain the meaning of the topic coordinate. Are you following me? Alright. The word coordinate means a pair of numbers whose intersection gives you an exact location of a point in a Cartesian plane, or what we call 2D plane. So if I draw a 2D plane, then I'm going to locate 2 points. From there, I will derive the formula you can use to calculate the distance between 2 points on a straight line. So I continue. So see, this is x1, this is y1. If you trace x1 and s1, they will meet here. This here gives you a point. You are locating a point here, right? That is, and let's call the point P. Before I forget, the word coordinate is represented using x, y. Understood? So, for this point, the coordinate now is what? x1, y1. So, we write it like this. x1, y1, right? Okay, if I have another x here, y2 here, if I trace the point, the point will meet here. Right? We call this place Q. Call the point Q. Now, what is the coordinate now of the point Q? The coordinate is x2, y2. Are you following me? If I connect these 2 points, PQ, with a straight line, I'll have a shape like this. Right? Now, if I join here, are you following me now? And if I make this line orthogonal, is it that I have formed a particular type of triangle, right? Called what? Right angle triangle, right? And put this to be the symbol of angle 90. Now, let me get the distance here, from here to here. I know from here to here is x2, right? From here to here is x1, which means the middle will be x2 minus x1. Are you following me now? Now to get here, you do y2 minus y1, because from here to here is y2. From here to here is y1, right? When you subtract it, you get it. Now, you see that we are looking for PQ, right? Now let me use D to represent PQ, the distance between PQ. I use D, right? Now, according to Python, that's from Pythagoras theory, you can get the value of this side. And this side is called hypotenuse side, right? The longer side of what? Right angle triangle. And of course, you know the formula for that. So using that formula, my D square becomes x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1, right? All square. Now to get D, which distance is said, you take the square root of both sides, right? And that should be my D becomes square root. Of course, if I take the square root of both sides, I am going to square, do like this. Come understand now? This cancel this, right? Square root cancel square root. So D remaining. You still give this same to this same to this one, right? That is what I did. Alright. So D becomes what? The square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. Right? This is the formula to use to calculate distance between 2 points on a straight line. Alright, now let's look at the next one, midpoint coordinate. Now, midpoint coordinate, that is middle point coordinate. That's the meaning. So now, if you look at this distance now, let's get the middle point of this PQ. Right? So the coordinate here is what you call midpoint coordinate, right? And if you trace like this, you get x value and you get y value. Whatever it gives you becomes the midpoint. Now, why is it n? To represent the points, right? And we're using x, y to represent the coordinate. Are you following me now? So in case if you are asked to calculate, if JAM asks you to calculate midpoints, coordinate, midpoints, right? You are going to use the formula for this. Knowing that that is for midpoint coordinate, right? Coordinate. The formula becomes midpoint, which is n, having the coordinate x, y, becomes equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. So that is the answer. That is the formula to use. Now, x, if you are to equate the variable, right? X, equate x to this one and equate y to this one, because there are questions that demands that knowledge. So I have to know it, which means that my x is always equal to what? x1 plus x2 over 2, right? And my y is always equal to y1 plus y2 over 2. Alright, at this point, we're going to go to past questions, and then I shall be taking you on different nature pattern of question asked by JAM from different years, right? So, and I hope as you continue with me, you are going to learn everything. Don't forget to like and share this particular unique channel, and always note that this is the best channel for you as long as JAM is concerned, and if you are preparing for work, also it's very important for you. So stay with me as I take you to the journey of solving past questions for JAM. Alright, let's solve number one question. All the questions we shall be solving here is a jam pass question, right? Alright, number one says find the distance between the point C having the coordinate 2, 2 and D having the coordinate 5, 6. These are the options. This is 2018 question. Question number 17, right? Now, I told you in this case, you have to apply the distance formula, right? And the formula is solution, right? Solution first. Formula is, I'm using D for distance between 2 points equal to the square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. Right? Now, where x1 is the first number from the first bracket, which is what now? Which is 2, comma. Then x2 is the second number from the first bracket, which is what now? Which is 5. Second number from the second bracket, right? First number from the second bracket, which is 5. Which is what? 5. Alright. Y1 is the second number from the first bracket. That is 2. Then Y2 is the second number from the second bracket, right? And that is what? 6. At this point, I'm going to substitute, right? So my D becomes square root of x2 is 5, right? Minus x1 is 2. I have to square it. Plus y2 is 6. Minus y1 is what? Is 2, right? Then square it. Alright, you continue. Square root of 5 minus 2 is 3. Square it plus 6 minus 2 is 4. Square it, right? And this there, giving you 3 square is 9 plus 4 square is 16. Are you following me now? Yes. And that will be square root of, add them up. Give you what now? Give you 25, right? 25. Right. So D, the distance between C and D, becomes the square root of 25 is what? 5. 5 units. Which option is that? Option D. Option D is correct. Alright, next question. Okay, this is number 2 question, and it's still jump question 2012, question number 33. And it said the distance between the point 4, 3 and intersection of y equal to 2x plus 4 and y equal to 7 minus x is what? You see now, for you to get the distance, this type of question, you have to take these 2 equations and solve them simultaneously. Then, while solving them simultaneously, you are going to get the value of x and y, and that will be another coordinates. Then you can now find the distance. You get it now? So let's solve it. Solution. This can be written as saying 2x plus 4 equal to y. And from here, you can get it that this implies writing 2x, this coming this side, minus y, right? Then equal to, this is going this side because plus what? Minus 4, right? Then we call it equation 1. Okay, this one can be written as, say, 7 minus x equal to y, and this implies saying minus x plus y minus x minus y, because y is coming to cross the sign of equality, minus y equal to, this is going this side because minus what? Minus 7, right? And this question can also be written as saying divide all through by minus signs to make x positive. So I'm going to have what? X, right? Because minus divide minus is plus, minus divide minus is plus. Get it down. Equal to minus divide minus 1 is plus, which is 7. You understand? Now this will be in question 2. Solving 2. So let me bring it together now. So I have 2x minus 1 equal to minus 4 equation 1. X plus y equal to 7 in question 2. Now I want to use elimination method. I want to eliminate y here. So I will add equation 2 to equation 1 by elimination method. So we have 2x, which is this one, plus x minus y plus y equal to minus 4 plus minus 4, yes, plus 7, right? 2x plus x is 3x. Minus y plus y we cancel out, right? Remaining minus 4 plus 7 is 3, right? Now I divide by 3. I divide by 3. So my x becomes 1, right? Now I'm going to put x equal to 1 into, I want to use equation 2, right? Into equation 2. And my equation 2 says x plus y equal to 7. Now, but I know x to be 1, right? So that should be 1 because I'm substituting plus y equal to 7, right? Making y the subject of the formula, y becomes 7. This is going minus what? 1, right? So y is equal to what? 6. Now the coordinate now becomes x comma y, which you know, and that should be what? X is what? 1. Y is what? 6. So this is another coordinate. Now what I'm going to do now is to find the distance between this point and this point using the formula, right? And the formula, which I have stated before, is d equal to square root of x2 minus x1 all square plus y2 minus y1 all square. And where x1, I told you x1 is always the first number from the first bracket, right? So, and that will be x2 is the second number from the first bracket, don't forget it. Sorry, x2 is the first number from the second bracket, right? So my x1 is 4, right? My x2 is 1, don't forget. So here now, my x2 is 1, right? Minus my x1 is 4. Then I will square it plus y2 is 6 minus y1 is 3. Then square it. So now we have something like this. 1 minus 4 is 3, is minus 3. Minus 3 plus 6 minus 3 is 3, you have to square it. And that will give me square root of minus 3 squared is 9, which I know you are aware of that. Plus 3 squared is also 9. You understand? And that will give me square root of, if I add this thing, I'm going to get 18, right? I'm going to get 18. That is 18. Then in one of my topics, I'm going to teach you sort, so that you have to simplify sort. Let us simplify this sort. By simplification of the sort, I'm going to get this. Now 2 times 9. Of course, you know that I'm not changing anything, because 2 times 9 is 18, right? And the square root of 9 is what? Is 3. While the square root of 2 is not, is not a whole number, right? So I'm going to get this one. The square root of 9 is 3. And then I'll write this one like that, which is distance. That is the 3 sort what? 3 sort 2. That is your answer. And that should be option number what? Number B. So let's go to the next question. Now let's solve number 3 question. A still jump question, please. This is the A. Now find the value of R if the distance between points 4, 2 and 1, R is 3 units. These are options. Now in this case, you are given the distance already. But look at one of the points has letter. So you are expected to find that letter. You ready? Now just follow me. It's very simple. Solution. Now the formula for that, for distance between 2 points, which you know is D, right, equal to S squared minus, x2 minus s1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. I hope you know this question. This square. I hope you know this formula is same as this formula, right? Just that here we took the square root of both sides, right? So this formula, for this one, I'm going to start with this one. Get it now. Alright, now my D, which is the distance, is what? Is 3. So I'm going to substitute everything. So my distance is what? Is 3 square. I have to put square equal to, then my S2. I've told you how to get S2. My S2 is what? Is 1, right? Is 1 minus my S1 is 4, right? Is 4. Now square plus my Y2 is my R minus my Y1 is 2. Now square it. Are you following me? Yes, now 3 squared is 9 equal to, now 1 minus 4 is minus 3. I have to square it plus. Now this type, you don't need to, you're not going to minus anything there, right? You expand, right? And I hope you know how to expand such a kind of question, right? And so R square is R square, right? Then minus, or you can just write like this one. If you confuse, just write like this. Like this, the same thing, right? You still get the same answer with what I want to do now. So R square is R square. R square, that's R square now. Minus 2 times 2 is what? 4. Put your R. Yes. Then plus. This is the amount. 2 squares what? Is 4. So now if you use this one, you still get the same one. The same thing I did there. Right? Now, let's continue. Right? That should be 9 equal to minus 3 squared is 9 plus R squared. Yes, minus 4R plus 4. Now taking this one here, before I do cancel out, right? That is to say, 9 minus 9, right? Equal to r squared minus 4r plus 4. This is cancelled out, right? Now what I have here, I have that r squared minus 4r plus 4 is equal to what now? 0, right? Now this question, this is quadratic equation, and I hope you don't have to solve quadratic question. Now, a very simple way in solving this one, multiply the first term here with the last one here, and if you do, you are going to get 4r squared, right? Of course, now I have to know. Now, next thing to do is look for two numbers such that if it times it, it will give you this value. But if you add it together, it will give you this particular thing, right? And I hope the number should be 4 minus 2r and minus 2r, right? So minus 2r minus 2r. Minus 2r times minus 2r will give you 4r squared. Minus 2r plus minus 2r will give you minus 4r, right? Yes, then I have to remove everything there and put there, right? And that should be r squared minus this 2r, right? Minus 2r again plus 4 equal to 0, right? Now I have to group it into 2. That is there are 4 now in number, so 2 grouping. And then factor out common, what's common here? The common factor here is r. Let's bring it out. And if I bring it out, what remains here? For here, r remains, right? Because r divided r squared, r remains, minus what remains here if r divided to r, 2 remain, minus here, okay? What's the common factor here is 2, right? 2 is common factor here. Then use minus to multiply with plus. You get what? You get minus, right? And before that, if 2 divided to r, what remains? R remains now, right? Yes. Then 2 minus times plus is what? Is minus. 2 divided 4 is what? Is 2. And that should be equal to 0. Please, in solving quadratic equation, you must get the same thing here, right? You should know. Okay, now I have common factor here. This is factor, this is same thing, right? Let me factor it out. So r minus 2. Then, when what? R minus this here 2 equal to what? Equal to 0, right? Now, what this means that r minus 2, of course, that's same thing, right? That's same thing. Understand? So r minus 2 equal to what? 0. Right? Which means that r is equal to what? Equal to 2. Because they are the same thing. So you will not have two values. Because they are the same thing. So you end in having one value. And that is your answer. Which also is that? Option B. Alright, let's go to the next question, please. Okay, let's solve number 4 question. What's the perpendicular distance of a point 2, 3 from the line 2x minus 4y plus 3 equal to 0? And this is jump question. Please, jump students have to pay attention. I'm trying to reveal to you the different ways through which jump used to ask questions when it comes to this particular distance between 2 points. Now, this question now is not exactly like this one. In this one has 2 equations, right? This one has only 1 equation, 1 straight line equation together with 1 point. So it's not exactly the same. And the pattern of solving differs, right? Now, let's solve this one, please. Now, for this particular one, a point and 1 line straight equation, the formula for that is d, which distance is equal to absolute value of ax1 plus y1 plus c all over a square plus b square or square root. Now, this is the formula I'm going to use. That is a short formula to use to solve whenever you see this kind of question, please. Now, where x1 is this one, y1 is 3, right? And a is the coefficient of s from the equation, which is 2, right? And b is the coefficient of y from the equation, which is minus what? Minus 4. Now with that we can substitute, right? And that should be absolute value. A is what? Is 2 times x1 is 2 plus b is minus 4 times b1 is what? y1 is 3 plus c is the constant, which is what? 3. Then square root of a, which I know is 2. I have to square it. 2 square. B is minus 4 square, right? And that should be absolute value of 2 times 2 is 4 plus minus 4 times 3 is minus 12 plus 3, then square root of 2 square is 4 plus minus 4 square is 16. Alright, and that will be absolute value of 4 plus times minus is minus. Write a 12 plus what? 3. Then square root of 4 plus 16 is what? Is 20. Right? And that will give me 4 minus 12 is minus 8. Minus 8, right? Yes. Minus 8 plus 3 is minus 5, right? So minus 5, absolute value of what? Square root of or some 20. Now, that is where I'm going to apply the meaning of absolute value. Absolute value implies that the answer I'm going to get here must not be negative, right? Now we have minus 5. Convert to what? 5. That's the meaning of what? Absolute value. And that will give me 5 over sod what? Sod 20. Now in sod, we rationalize, right? By rationalizing this, I'm going to multiply the numerator by sod 20 and the denominator by sod 20, right? So now 5 times sod 20 will give me 5 sod 20. Sod 20 times sod 20 is 20. Right? It's 20. So it's 20. And that should be. And now, from here, you can continue by saying, if I have something like this here, 1, right? This here is what? 4. Now I have what now? I have sod. I have sod 20 over 4. Now, sod 20 is complex, so let me simplify it, right? And that should be 4 times 5, which is 20, right? And that should be sod. Alright, so by simplifying sod 20, I'm going to get what? 4 times 5, right? All over 4. I follow me now, and that will be sod 4, or root 4 is 2, right? And sod 5 cannot be simplified, right? Then all over what now? All over 4. And 2 can divide to 1. 2 by this is what? Is 2, right? So your answer becomes distance D equal to sod 5 over 2, right? So 5 over 2, and that should be option number what? A. This is the correct option. So next question, please. Okay, let's solve question number 5. Is the jump pass question, please? This is the A. Now, find the midpoint of S, having this coordinate minus 5, 4, and T minus 3, minus 2. Now, this one now is not distance. This one is midpoint coordinate, which I gave you the formula. And to solve this, you write the formula midpoint coordinate, which we are using M to denote x, y. The formula is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, right? And I have told you what x1 and x2 represent in the bracket, right? x1 is minus 5 plus x2 is minus 3, right? Minus 3 all over 2. Now, y1 is 4 plus y2 is minus 2. Alright. And that will give us minus 5 plus times minus is minus, right, at 3 all over 2. 4 plus times minus is minus, right, at 2 all over 2. Minus 5 minus 3 is minus 8. Then put your 2 over 2, 4 minus 2 is 2 over 2, right? And that will be 2 divided minus 8 is minus 4. 2 divided 2 is 1. So the coordinate M, S, Y is equal to this. Which option? Option number what? C is the correct option. So next question. So this is the last question for part 1, right? Now the question says the midpoint of the line PQ is 2, 3, and the point P is minus 2, minus 1. Find the coordinate of the point Q. Now it's the midpoint coordinates part I am going to use to solve it. Now, but it's just little different with this one, right? But it's still the same formula anyway. Solution. Now, since we are given a coordinate of P and you don't know Q, you can select the coordinate of Q be x, y, right? Now applying the formula for midpoint coordinates, we have that midpoint coordinates, which the formula is m into x, y equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, but my midpoint coordinate, according to the question, is what? Is this, right? So I'm going to substitute everything here using this bracket. 2, right? 3 equal to my x1. This is the second coordinate now. This is the first coordinate, which is P. This is Q. So for first coordinate, x1 is what? Minus 2. Plus x2 is what? Is x, right? It's x over 2. Alright. y1 is 1. Plus y2 is y over 2. Now, what it means is that I'm going to equate. I told you when I gave you the formula for this one that you can equate x to this one and y to this one, right? Which means I'm going to equate 2 to this one. So I'm having 2 equal to minus 2 plus s over 2, right? And I'm going to equate 3 to this one. So I have a 3 equal to 1 plus y over 2. Are you following me? Now, with this, I can cross and multiply, right? And that should be 1 times everything here. We still give you minus 2 plus x equal to 2 times 2 is what? 4. Coming to this one, you can still cross and multiply. 1 times anything, everything here, still get the same thing, which is 1 plus y equal to 2 times 3 is 6. Make x the source of formula here. X will be equal to 4 minus 2 is going, becomes plus 2. Making this y the subject of the formula, y equal to 6. 1 is going, becomes minus 1, right? That should be x equal to 4 plus 2 is 6. This one y equal to 6 minus 1 is 5. Now, the coordinate which the one you are asked to find, coordinate of q, becomes my x is what? Is 6. My y is what? Is 5. And that is your answer. Which answer is that? 6,5 is option B. Please don't forget to subscribe so that, because this is part 1 on this topic. So we have part 2, part 3. So I told you that this is a long teaching, and I did it that way because I want to reveal to you the pattern, different pattern through which JAMB asks questions. So now, next part is coming. Subscribe so that you will get notification when I upload the video. Thank you.